Welcome back, Math Grizz. Today, we will round numbers to the tens place. Let's begin by rounding to the nearest 10. We will round the number 37. 37 falls between 30 and 40. Let's make our number line. Remember, the two tens surrounding 37 are 30 on this side and 40 on this side. Halfway is 35. Now we need to think, is 37 less than 35? Or greater? 37 is greater, so it goes on this side of 35. Now we need to think, is 37 closer to 30 or 40? Because those are the two tens surrounding 37. It is much closer to 40 and further away from 30. So we know that 37 rounds to 40. Let's round 63 to the nearest 10. We will start with our number line. 63 falls between 60 and 70. We will have 60 on this side and 70 on the other. Halfway is 65. Now think, is 63 less than 65 or greater? You're right, it's less. So it is on the left side of 65. Now we need to think, is 63 closer to 60 or 70? Because those are the two tens surrounding 63. We notice it's closer to 60 and further away from 70. So 63 rounds to 60. Let's try the number 85. 85 is between 80 and 90. Halfway is 85, and that's the number we're rounding. Now let's take a look. It is equally apart from both the 80 and the 90. Whenever you have a number that happens to fall halfway, right in the middle, you're going to go with the bigger 10. Is 80 bigger or is 90 bigger? 90 is bigger, so we are going to round up. When the number is halfway, round up. Let's round the number 45. Remember what I told you. 45 falls between 40 and 50. Halfway is 45, and that's exactly what we're rounding. So we have to take a look. It is halfway between both. Neither is closer. So we're going to follow the rule. If it's halfway, we are going to go with the bigger 10. 50 is larger or greater than 40. Let's round the number 68 to the nearest 10. 68 falls between 60 and 70. Those are the two tens surrounding 68. Halfway is 65. 68 is greater than 65, so we are going to place it here. Now we need to think, is 68 closer to 60 or 70? It's closer to 70. 98. 98 falls between 90 and 100 when counting by tens. So we will have 90 on this side, 100 on this side. Halfway is 95. 98 is greater than 95. Is 98 closer to 90? Or 100? 98 is closer to 100. Let's round the number 24. 24 falls between 20 and 30. 20 and 30. Halfway is 25. 24 is less than 25. Now, is it closer to 20 or 30? You're right, it's closer to 20. 24 rounds to 20. 654 to the nearest 10. Rounds to, remember, we're only going to focus on our tens. Stop looking at the hundreds place for now. 54. 54 falls between 50 and 60, but we're actually doing 650. So we are going to make our number line. 650, right, because we're just focusing on the tens. 54 is between 50 and 60, but we can't forget about the hundreds place. It's not just 60, it's 660. Halfway between those two tens is 655. Now 654 is a little bit less than 655. So is it closer to 650 or 660? It's closer to 650. 557 rounds to, remember, we're focusing on the tens place, so we're only going to look here. 57 falls between 50 and 60. But it's not just 50 and 60, it's 500 50, and 560. Halfway is 555. 557 is greater than that. So it's going to be, is it going to be closer to 550 or 560? It's way closer to 560. 305 to the nearest 10. 5, we're only looking at this. 5 falls between 0 and 10. So we are going to have 310. So we are going to have 300 on this side and 310 on this side because 5 falls between 0, 0 and 10. Now, halfway between those two numbers is 305, and that happens to be our number. Remember what I taught you earlier. If it's halfway between both, we're going with the bigger 10 or the greater 10. 732. We're only going to focus on the tens. 32. So it's going to be between here and here, 30 and 40. So 730, 730, 740. Halfway is 735. 732 is less than that. So it is going to be way closer to 730. Let's round 149 to the tens place. We're going to focus on our tens. 49. That is between 40 and 50. But it's not just that. We have to remember the hundreds place. 140, 150. Halfway is 145. 149 is greater than 145. So is it closer to 140 or 150? You're right, it's closer to 150. It's only one digit, one number away. 703 rounds to, let's go ahead and remember this is 0, 3. We're only focusing on the tens. So that will fall between 0, 0 and 10. 700, 710. Halfway is 705. 703 is less than that. So we know that 703 is way closer to 700 than it is 710. Let's round 1,734. Remember, focusing on just our tens. 34 falls between 30 and 40. 1,730, 1,740, those are our tens. Halfway is 1,735. Our number is a little bit less than that. So is it closer to 1,730 or 1,740? Those are the tens. It's closer to 1,730. Thank you so much for watching.